What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually throwing you back to when school was actually still in session, and this is when I made my 30-gallon tank, which you're going to see in a second. I've done a lot of things with that tank since then. They will be in videos coming up shortly, but I wanted to make a video showing how I made it, just so you would know kind of about what will be the centerpiece of my channel, or at least one of them. So I really hope the 30-gallon tank is going to take off. I'm going to put, okay, I can't tell you what's in there yet, but I'm going to eventually put fish in there, and it's going to be really, really fun. But I think this video is important, just shows you how I made it, just a couple quick tips I have. And so guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Alright, the first thing you need to do when you're making your tank is get some sand or substrate. I chose sand because it was cheap and I bought it at a local hardware store. Because it is not aquarium grade sand, it's going to have a little bit of dirt in it. This will require a little bit more work, but it's going to save you a lot of money. So what I did here is I put the sand in the bucket and I began to fill it up with water. And what this does is it separates the sand from the dirt. And the dirt is gonna make your tank all cloudy. And so what you want to do is you want to get as much dirt out as possible. So as you can see here, I filled up the bucket up with water. The dirt is flowing out of the bucket along with the water. So the water is carrying the dirt up because the dirt is lighter than the sand. The sand is staying at the bottom. So if you do this enough, you should end up with just sand at the bottom and not a lot of dirt. Now don't worry about being perfect. All this is doing is just saving you some extra time when you go and fill up your tank. You want it to be as clear as possible so you don't have to do many water changes. So this will save you a lot of time and of course a lot of money. A lot cheaper than buying sand from an aquarium or pet store. As you can see here, I've done it a couple times and the water is pretty clear. Now we are ready to take the sand to the aquarium. Here I am thinking that explaining something really long is going to be enjoyable, so I'm just going to explain a lot faster on this voiceover recording. There's my tank. I'm going to put sand, soil, and a bunch of other things in there. So here we go. First things first, let's get our soil. I had Miracle Grow just in my shed, so I used that, but you can use topsoil or anything. Just make sure it doesn't have any dangerous fertilizers or chemicals in it that could potentially harm your fish. But this didn't, so we were all set. So I think I put about a 1 inch, maybe a little bit more, of dirt on the bottom. This will give your nutrients to your plants right away. It's just a good way to start out your plant population growth. And give nutrients to those plants. Next you have your sand, which is going to be very important in making a cap on the soil, because especially the soil I was using, if you put water in there, that soil is going to float up. So you need to put your sand on top of it. Make sure that, I think I probably did maybe over 1.5 inches, I believe, cap. I just wanted to be safe. I didn't want any soil to float up. So that's just going to weigh down the soil. The sand will keep it from floating up and it'll keep your tank extra clear while providing nutrients for your plants. So now that the sand cap was finished, I could work on the infrastructure with the rocks. And what I did there was I just found some rocks I had around and I built a cool structure. I ended up changing it later, so I'm not going to show you this too much because it was temporary, but it worked for that scenario. Then I got some pond water from the pond, already cycled water. Used a siphon to siphon it down. I didn't want to stir up any of the sand or soil at the bottom. And the reason I got pond water was because, first of all, this is going to be an all-natural tank to begin with. And second of all, I wanted to put tadpoles in there immediately because I had some that needed a home. So I did that. The water was safe and it was all ready for them to swim in and thrive. So I'll show you some more footage of this and show you how this tank has changed so much since I put it together. You guys have it, the 30-gallon setup tank. I have a lot of high expectations for this. I hope to put a lot of living things in there. In fact, I already have, and they've done really well. So that said, I hope you guys stick around, subscribe, like, comment on something you want me to put in there, and I'll be glad to look at those, and I appreciate everything very much. So that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. See y'all.